Guess there goes that game purchase. I was really thinking about getting this too. Damn shame. So, IO Interactive says old school Bond would be tone deaf. Today, as 007 First Delight moves the character towards more modern values. Oh, they just keep effing up. But these games are in development for years. So they started developing this with the woke surge. So it is what it's going to be. 007 First Delight developer IO Interactive has said that their version of James Bond won't be anything like the old school spy of the 1960s. A decision the studio claimed would be tone deaf today. 007 First Light, the next game from the Swedish studio, is now primed to launch in May 2026 after a short delay. Releasing before Hitman 4, which the studio has promised will happen, the upcoming stealth action game is more of a modern take on the British spy. Speaking to Monster Vine Cinematics director Martin Emborg, the Borg, revealed that while there will be elements of smooth talking Bond many have come to expect from the franchise, he'll be a more modern guy. What is a more modern guy? Or is it your vision of a more modern guy and will reflect the modern values? Oh boy. When asked at the Game Awards 2025 about whether or not their spy played by Dexter Original Sin's Patrick Gibson will share some of the earlier Bond characteristics, specifically focusing on the character's womanizer tendencies, and Borg explains, yeah, you will see that. Okay. So we'll get that. That's good. That's part of the character. That's who he is. However, he went on to explain that the character of Bond has evolved, adding, so he's evolved through the decades, and obviously we reflect modern values. So it's not going to be your old school Bond, which just tone deaf in this day. He's a modern guy. Like, I need you to be more specific what you mean about these modern values. Like, I don't know if our values have really changed all that much from the 60s. I know they've changed, but I don't think there's been a drastic change. There has been in certain areas, there actually has been. It just depends on what you're talking about, but I don't know. Men today are more afraid to approach women. Because the manosphere talks about this. Like a lot of guys are just swearing off dating because of being concerned about being reported for, flirting or giving a compliment or approaching someone or being considered a creep it's a different dating environment today. So, but men still approach women these days. They still approach. Most of it's done on Instagram now, but men still physically approach and say hello. Like Scarlo comes home and tells me about guys approaching her. It tells me funny stories in the grocery store. She told me this old dude one time. Remember when we were all wearing masks? Remember those days? Modern days. Some old man that come up to an old player. He was like, what did he say? Basically, he told her, I could tell that you're beautiful underneath that mask. Basically, that was the gist of his line, but I'd have to have her here to tell you what exactly he said. But, and, something happened even like a couple weeks ago or some dude. But, it is what it is. Like men approach, but the way things are today, with I guess what they're feeding women's minds. It's not as it feels less safe for men to approach. The earlier James Bond films in particular have rightly come under fire over the spy's treatment of women as well as generally being inappropriate. The spy even resorts to hitting women. For example, in A Man with the Golden Gun, Roger Moore's Bond slaps Andrea Anders and then threatens to break her arm. Didn't she have a gun on him though? Wasn't she going to shoot him? If I'm thinking of it right, I could have swore, if that's the right movie, she had a gun on him. Willis to many have linked First Light to IO's Hitman series in terms of gameplay, and Borg says that the team has worked hard to combat the system, on the combat system that they hope will create a completely new experience. He says it's really physical because Bond is a very physical guy. It's a lot of fun, and I think that's something that IO hadn't done before. I'm going to wait and see exactly what they do. Because, I mean, if he's still suave and fighting, and if he's still a ladies' man, he's still suave, but he's still badass and fighting and got the gadgets and driving and shooting and explosions. Like, I don't have a problem with this. The problem is if they inject it with all this modern garbage and the game starts preaching to you. Okay? I could swear that in that scene, that chick had a gun on him. So, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? He had to defend himself. He had to get out of that situation type of thing. But I'm trying to think. I mean, what are they just saying? Like, oh, he won't be hitting women in the game. Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. It's like, he's a spy and somebody's about to kill him. What are you going to do? Get on your knees and grovel? Shoot, in Spider-Man 2, they had you beating up male and female villains all day long. Like, come on now. They're trying to kill you. What are you going to do? Oh, God. Post the comments down below. Let me know what you all think. I'm going to keep a close eye on this. I still want to buy this game, but I will be looking at reviews and early footage releases to see what's going on, because I'm not buying a preachy game. I'm not doing it. 10 million subscribers.